Hello and welcome. In this video, I wanted to show you, start to finish, the process of making this leafy pattern in watercolor. So I started off with a small sheet of watercolor paper. This is Winsor Newton Cotman watercolor paper, and I decided this time not to tape the paper down. I can't really say why. Sometimes I tape it down, sometimes I don't. When I tape the paper down, it masks the border of the paper, so I get a white border. And in this case, since I didn't tape it down, the whole paper is shaded in pink. After the background dried, I mixed a couple of blues and the yellow that I have to create various turquoises, blues, and greens. I used phthalo blue, cerulean blue chromium, and ultramarine blue. These are the blues I have, and the yellow I have is Hansa Yellow Medium. But this could be done with any blues you have and any yellows you have, and if you have a few greens, you could use those as well. So I dropped a few colors into each leaf. One of the benefits of watercolor is that you can mix colors so easily, and on your palette you create this gradient of colors and you just pick up color from whichever area in your palette to get so many colors. I made a few of these leafy patterns. You may have seen them on Instagram. And in this case, I decided the leaves would be pointing more or less in the same direction. It kind of makes it easier to pack the leaves on the page. Sometimes when I make this pattern, I kind of have a problem where I have some space left over and there's no room for a leaf of the same size, and there's just this blank space. So when they all face in the same direction, it's easier to pack them next to each other. And this final stage is so much fun. I really enjoyed it. This is the Arabic Gold by Finetec. Finetec has a variety of golds, and they also have pearl colors. And this brush is amazing. It's called a rigger or a liner brush. And the unique thing about a rigger brush or a liner brush is that it has very long bristles, but it has more or less the same thickness the whole length. So if you look at a round brush, the round brush starts with a lot of bristles and then it comes to a point at the end. And what that means is that if you touch only the point of the paper, you'll get a very narrow line. And if you press down a bit, your line will get much wider. So with the rigger brush, if you press down a little bit or you don't press down a little bit, you still get a consistent line. Now, obviously you can flick the rigger and get a tapered edge to your line. And if your rigger brush is very loaded with paint, it will create a thicker line as opposed to when there's very little paint in it. But it still gives you so much control and it makes it look like you're this master with making very thin lines. So this rigger brush is a size 1 brush and I'm very happy with it. When everything dried, I noticed that my paper was a little bit curved. So what I did was carefully lay down some water on the back side of the painting, making sure not to get the front side wet because that would make the color run. And I put the painting inside a folded piece of cardstock and then placed something heavy and flat like this box on top of it. So that flattened it out pretty nicely. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'd appreciate it if you left a thumbs up and subscribed and shared on social media if you're inclined to do so, and I'll see you next time.